Till now, we had the divergent views and perspective from the leaders of the PSU ecosystem, and now we have will hear the other side of the story. We have with us an industry leader, Anuj Kapur, Vice President, Head of India Region, Iron Mountain. Let's hear his perspective. Over to you, sir. A huge round of applause for him, please.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity, and thanks a lot for some really wonderful insights on how public sector has really become more digital. I think I was mentioning to sir, we are, as Indians, we are extremely proud when we go through an airport using Digi Yatra and I have a foreign visitor with me and say, "Aap jaake line mein khade ho jaiye," because this is only for Indian citizens. But and you don't get this in most parts of the world, right? So I think there's been some path-breaking digital initiatives that India has done. I'll take 2 minutes on Iron Mountain. We are a US company headquartered out of Boston, 70-year-old in heritage, $5 billion in revenue, listed on the New York Stock Exchange, $20 billion in valuation. And for 70 years, our oldest business has been in the physical space, where we actually store physical paper, physical backup tapes, fine art in warehouses in 60 countries across the world. And we are unique in that. And the physical storage still continues to be a requirement for a lot of parts of the world, including India. 50% of our revenue still come from there. But I think the movement is about moving from physical to digital. And I think that's the phase which a lot of public sector is today on. A lot of them are native digital as we go along. But as you move from physical to digital, you actually need them to coexist, and you need to be able to get data. And I'll talk a little bit about how we can help AI get enabled with a lot of this old data. So other than physical storage, we obviously have a digital business, and that's where from a document perspective, we get into pure scanning to a repository, AI/ML based analytics, and intelligent document processing platform that not only does digitizing but digitalizing, which essentially means it extracts information from those documents. We help people move from tapes into digital, and then we allow for repositories, and we have almost every segment was represented here. While financial services is a big segment for us, healthcare is huge. I think we work with AIMS, we work with Fortis, Apollo, oil and gas. We deal with subsurface data. We are trying to work with the Directorate of Hydrocarbons to work with NDR 2.0, where we would have wells and seismic data being put in. So it moves from tapes, into you have huge archived subsurface data that is lying there, and that's got a wealth of information, including places that you can't explore anymore. If you go to Nariman Point today, you can't explore under that surface, but maybe there was an exploration done 50 years ago, and there's data lying there. And I think that is invaluable, and we work in that space. Other than energy, aviation, sir talked about it. We work with airports, we work with airlines today. We help Hyderabad and Delhi airports. We're trying to work with some of the others in India. We do it for globally. We work with a number of airlines in the aviation sector. So we actually help almost every sector with both our physical and digital. We also have a data center business which helps with data residency, co-location. In fact, Neosoft is also a group company. We have a JV with them in a company called WebWorks, where we are now majority stake, and we have brand new state-of-art global data centers, standard data centers available in. We've just set up new centers in Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore. We already have Delhi, Pune, and we were already there in Bombay earlier. So, and as you get into data centers and IT equipment, you cannot take away the environmental aspect of it. So we have an end-of-life asset lifecycle management business where we take over old IT assets. As you do server refresh, as you take away your laptops and desktops, we repurpose them, remarket them, do parts harvesting, do disposition where it's needed with a zero landfill kind of a piece. It's a very disorganized market, very unorganized market in India right now, and we do it. So everything that we do sits around 3 platforms. We are absolutely helping people move from digital to physical, from physical to digital. We are absolutely looking at data security and data residency in a very, very big way in everything that we do. 95% of Fortune 1000 are our customers, and all of them trust us with their data, whether it's in physical form, whether it's in digital form, whether it's in our data centers. And then environment sits across everything that we do. When we store paper, we actually recycle it in terms of shredding and pulp. When we do data IT asset disposition, we actually do that with the zero landfill green certificate. And when we do data centers, we are the highest consumers of renewable energy in our data centers. And even some of our warehouses today, we just announced our first warehouse in Delhi that is net zero, because we use solar and we use rainwater harvesting and stuff like that. So we actually bring it to net neutral. We have e-vehicles that actually go and deliver documents and bring it in also. So a lot of thrust out there. Happy to be here. We have a team at the back there in case any interest and any more discussion needed. But definitely as we move along, I think I do want to touch upon how we make public sectors more competitive. And I think while IT has been, so I've been in IT and telecom in India since the mid 80s, and we saw digitization come in a lot of public sectors, including banks, including pieces. But how does that make you globally competitive? If you really see, a lot of your historic data is lying in physical form. Okay. And when we talk AI, the AI is as good as the data you feed it. It's like a child. You give it books, they read books, based on that they get information, they learn, based on which they make decisions. Now, if all your historic data is not in digital form, then you are not going to be able to get the same level of AI capabilities that a lot of the Western countries can get, because their data was intrinsically digital much faster than ours was. So what we do is, to give you a pharma example, we recently helped a pharma company to say, hey, you've got a lot of data lying in our warehouse that is about your manufacturing records. And in pharma, even if there's one small mistake in a production group, it all gets rejected. So they were very keen to get a golden badge of what are the various ingredients that make you have a golden badge, and that example will work in almost every sector. And we were able to scan documents that were very, very old. They were even handwritten, and we have ability to pick up handwritten text as well, and we were able to build for them database. Then they used advanced analytics on to be able to get that golden badge. But that data was still available in physical form. It's lying in tapes in archives, we recently did a CSR activity where we digitized Elephanta caves. I was in Bombay launching that with Archaeological Survey of India. So if tomorrow Elephanta cave was to be restored, we have a 3D image of the Elephanta caves that has been created. We did it earlier for Mahabalipuram for one of the temples there. They have done it for Gateway of India, etc. So there are a lot of initiatives, that we do that keep historic data alive and is made available for use, in the future. And as we get more global as a world, and we are, I think PSUs, which were earlier meant for India in India, are no longer that. All of you are actually competing with the world. All of you are going. We saw hospitals being done in outside countries. We've now seen aviation sector go global. We've seen oil and gas go global, and hence we are here to help you to be not only competitive, but to be first in the world. And I think one of the things that we are committed to in India is to build solutions and solve problems in India at India cost points, that can help you grow as well as help us then export that with reverse innovation to anywhere in the world. So very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much for making the time, and look forward to this whole day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anuj Kapur, Vice President, Head of India Region, Iron Mountain. As you have said that making historical data, keeping historical data alive and using them for future, that's how Iron Mountain is trying to make a difference worldwide. And they're ready to amalgamate their solutions with the Indian, keeping their Indian relatives in mind. And I'm sure that a lot of synergies can happen between the public sectors and the companies here in India as well, which can again showcase to the world that just like Digi Yatra, those kind of innovations can be showcased to the world. Also, someone talked about UPI. Again, that's India's moment. And some say that the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission is also going to be the UPI of healthcare for India's healthcare sector that can show the path to the world. Thank you so much.